is bring Stafford into the twilight of his career in a fashion in a stock down system that plays to his strengths. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Stafford, I'm telling you, this is a big. You know what's super big this year is that we have a run game. That is super big. So Stafford with a run game has been really successful in his career. It just hasn't happened that often. But when it does happen, he's been super successful. Why? Because he's a good quarterback. He just his intangibles come out when he has a run game. So Darren Bevel, I think that's why Patricia went and recruited Darren Bevel from Seattle is because Darren Bevel has a proven record of producing solid running attacks.
Are you
When
telling
he
me?
had the resource.
Are you telling us, Julius, everybody out there that's Lions fans, this is a throwback quarterback? You need to run the ball 35 plus times a game, 35 to 50 attempts in the run game, and he throws the ball, he should be on average 17 to 24 or 24 to 28, 65% completions, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. That should be what you're looking for from Matthew Stafford. Is that what you're telling me? He needs to play 90s ball?
No, no. But this is the thing. They have all right, Kerryon Johnson, and Ty Johnson, the rookie we have from Maryland who's emerged in the preseason, they can both catch the ball out of the backfield. T.J. Hockenson and Jesse James can both run block and catch the ball in the passing game. So we can be versatile. Darren Bevel can be versatile with Matthew Stafford. So the Lions want to run the ball. They want to. Bob Quinn has built this team to run the ball. So they're going to want to control the clock. But if running the ball is successful, if that's successful in week 1 versus Arizona, if say they rush for 200 yards, I guarantee Stafford has a damn near perfect game. Because Stafford, the pressure is off his shoulders. When he can work out a play action, he's deadly. Stafford is deadly. Especially with Hockenson and James seaming across the middle and these 12-man looks on these play actions, Kerryon Johnson running these wheel routes, Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones going to have this free roam. It sounds good. But the offensive line got to stay steady, which they've shown they can, but they got to stay healthy. We need Ragnow back. And Matthew Stafford has to stick to the game plan, like I said.
Another thing that I know I've talked to you about, Julius, and I agree on completely, because after looking at some big injuries almost happened for y'all, the depth on the Lions is not good, and y'all need to stay healthy.
That's the worst aspect of our team. That could be our biggest downfall, is injuries, because you're right, and we've talked about it. We have no depth. We have no depth on the offensive line. If we lose 1 or 2 offensive linemen, Stafford might get destroyed, murdered. He might have to retire like Luck did. We have no depth in the linebackers. If Davis don't come back healthy, if we lose another linebacker, we can be thin right there, and people are going to be taking advantage of us in the middle of the field. Our defensive line is pretty deep, but that's about it. I mean, same thing at corner. We have, corner. We have a lot of areas on our team, especially important areas, that we don't have adequate depth at. And so if we have a few injuries here, a few injuries there, everything is for naught. Because I'm telling you, especially on the O-line, oh my God, I pray. If I'm telling you, if we have more than like 1 or 2 injuries, Stafford is going to get killed. Have y'all saw any of the Lions preseason thus far with these second and third string offensive linemen we have?
Oh, I watch all the Lions
Stafford
games.
is
I
gonna
live in the UP, Julius, so I
kill.
watch all the Lions games.
Oh, what part of UP you live in?
I am up by the Keweenaw Peninsula.
Oh, okay. Fellow Michigander. Well, yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm originally from Wisconsin, man, but that's okay.
Hey, the UP in Wisconsin is pretty much the same state, so it's okay.
They are attached. That is correct. At least you know your correct
So,
geology, man. That's very impressive.
so a perfect example of the depth is going to look at the New England game. Those were mainly backups, and it was not pretty because New England was playing their backups, and look what happened.
Bro, I'm telling y'all, Stafford is going to die. We have to stay healthy on the O-line by all means. By all means. Any means, we have to stay healthy. Taylor Decker, Rick Wagner, Frank Ragnow, he got away with a minor ankle sprain. He should be ready for week 1. We need to stay healthy because the people we have behind them are not good enough. They're like low end, almost shouldn't even be in the NFL. Bob Quinn has done a horrible job. He has directed his each offseason. He's directed his focus on a particular couple of position groups and like neglected others. And so, like this year, he focused on defense, the front seven, in the draft and free agency, but he neglected the offensive line in draft and free agency. So we have no depth. We have some good starters because he focused on the offensive line last year, but we have no depth. So
Now, Taylor Decker scares me because he's had an injury history a little bit, and I just hope he can stay healthy. Because, like you said, even if one goes down, you're going to have to compensate so much for that, and it takes the run game out to try and give Stafford pass protection.
our offensive line, as far as health goes, is the most important part of our team. Taylor Decker has had injuries before. Graham Glasgow, he's been pretty Iron Man at guard. Frank Ragnow, he had not missed a snap in his whole Arkansas career in college, and he had played every game for us last year. He got hurt yesterday, but so Rick Wagner he's missed games before with injuries, multiple seasons. And then we got at right guard we still got a position battle going with Joe Dahl and O.D. Bushi. But it looked like Joe Dahl's gonna come out as the winner of that. So as long as we just need our offensive line needs to stay healthy, but the sake of everything. Because if Stafford is running from his life for his life, and Kerryon Johnson can't find open holes, it's gonna be bad. Even if our defense ends up good, if our offense stalls, it's gonna be bad. If we lose games by like the score is like 13-10, I'm gonna be pissed.
Okay, I don't want to poke the bear here, but purposely or anything. But we did have our guest last week, Bryson, okay? He's a Pats guy, and we specifically asked him about Trey Flowers, and I'm going to get back to what he said because I'm going to talk about our guy that you guys picked up too. Here's the issue I have about how excited you are about that front seven. There's a reason we let Daniels go. There's a reason why nobody would trade for him. He's been often injured and runs his mouth more than his production is consistent. He was a good player, but he was never the $10 million defensive lineman that we paid him to be, as far as what you'd expect in consistency, okay? And on top of that, he's just always missing 4+ games a year, all right? Then there's we asked Bryson about Trey Flowers. He basically said everything we said about Daniels except for a little step up, but really was just part of a rotation and was made better because of the other players in the scheme around him. And you guys paid him to be a premier pass rusher, and he said that at no point in his entire time in New England was that ever what he showed, and that's not what they asked him to do. That was not what his strength was. So I guess when I look at it, knowing those two things, just when I'm talking about Daniels from Dave and I's experience of him as a Packer, and then what we heard a guy that's, covers the Patriots, that concerns me as far as how good this defensive front really is. Because I like your defensive tackles. Your defensive tackles are studs. I love them. But there is an issue on the edges.
Okay, I'm gonna go first to Mike Daniels because that's who you talked about first from the Packers. And you mentioned there was a reason that the Packers let him go. And this is true. He has had an injury history, but I feel like it was a very good deal for the Lions to pick him up 1 year, $8 million, prove it, with like half of that is in incentive, so he has to earn his contract.
He had 7.5 guaranteed.
But guess what? He still has a lot of bonuses on top of that. Also, Mike Daniels, when he was,
I got that, but I don't know.
How many games did he play last year?
Keep going.
Packers. How many games did he play for the Packers last year?
He was injured week 6, and he missed a game before that, so I believe he was active and played 5 games.
Mike Daniels, for that contract, it's worth the contract. It's worth it, definitely. When y'all let him go, it was, it wasn't from a drop off in production while he was on the field. I just think y'all are trying to cut cap. That's what.
I mean, in 17 he had
Sean Gary.
In 17 he had 49 tackles. He had 15 assisted tackles. He had 5 sacks in 17. In 18, this is from Capers' defense in 17 to Pettin's defense in 18. Pettin's defense, he only had 18 tackles, man, from 49, and he only had 2 sacks. He wasn't the force he was with Pettin's defense because Pettin wants versatility, and Daniels could only play one spot. And that's fine. I mean, the Lions are going to use him in that one spot and rotate him out. There's no biggie with that. It's just with the Packers, they needed that 6'3" build with versatility that can play the defensive line, play the edge, and basically cause havoc.
That's why the Lions got rid of Ziggy Ansah, because he was.
Who you talking about injury prone, man?
He got injured too much, and he also didn't fit Patricia's new scheme. He's more of a 4-3 DN. We moved more into a 3-4 hybrid. But Mike Daniels does one thing very well, and that's provide interior pass rush from the 3 technique position. And if that's what we signed him to do for $8 million for 1 year, and if he can stay healthy, it's going to pay off big time for the Lions.
See, but that's my issue, Julius. I'm going to jump right in, though. That's my issue is, as a Packer fan, he got outshined by a 20 and 21 and 22-year-old young player instantly in Kenny Clark. That's the bigger issue with him.
And Dean Lowry.
Yes, yeah.
Kenny Clark is a young emergent talent. Mike Daniels is 30 years old, and he's still effective. But so I can understand why y'all cut him. But you also need to understand why we signed him. And then
another thing is he only played 9 games last year.
No, last year he played 5.
I'm looking at it right now. Game started 9. I'm looking at it on ProFootballReference.com. Game started 9, 2018.
Maybe they're counting the preseason too. I don't know.
No, he started 9, but he was injured. That's the thing. He missed almost half the season. It's just we couldn't pay $10 million for a guy that was on the field half the time because you're only getting $5 million worth out of him.
Like I said, I understand why you cut him.
Okay, well, that's enough about him because I know you want to talk about
Trey Flowers.
Yeah, Trey Flowers.
Trey Flowers, we expect much more from for the dollar because we're paying him, the big.
That's big money.
This big money contract, big money. Now, Trey Flowers has shown he can be very, very effective, especially in the scheme that Patricia wants to run. So, Flowers' biggest question mark is also his injury. It's his injury history. He needs to be able to stay on the field. Now, I have to look it up, but I know he's missed